Hello guys, welcome back to the channel Crypto Global 100, and today we are going to discuss about the certain topics related to the Launchpad. What is the fundraising concept, the difference between the coins and the tokens in the cryptocurrency, and the main thing, the what is IDO, ICO, IPO and IEO, and what are the best ideal launchpads. And we're gonna compare it. We're gonna choose some of the best launch pads out there, because this a lot of people are making money in the cryptocurrency through the trading, but that is one form of making money through cryptocurrency. You can also earn some huge gains, some huge profits by launch pads. Okay, so this is in the trend these days, and so I thought, why not I make a video on it. So let's start the video without wasting any time. This video would be a long video, maybe just to explain, so stick to it. You will get to know about the certain things. So first off, I'm gonna start the video with the what is Launchpad. Okay, Launchpad basically, the crypto launchpads provide a way to raise capital for the new projects, and it allows investors to gain the early access to the token sales. And what happens after that, this usually results in purchasing tokens at a reduced price before they even hit the market. And these launch pads are usually operated by the crypto exchange. And a new project comes up with a product or a service they want to develop. So basically it's an opportunity for the early investments, for the early investors to to invest and to earn some profit from it. Many crypto launch pads nowadays act as a vetting process for new projects to protect the investors. And the token is then released. Let me show you. Let me tell you, they sell these tokens first, to early investors. Whenever you go to the launch pads, they have started maybe an IDO, initial DEX offerings to the early investors, so that they can raise money basically. And the next up is to before they release into the public. So basically it is an early opportunity for the early investors. And some of the best launch pads are the Binance Launchpad, PolkaStarter, DOW Maker, Bscpad, Starter. So these are some of the the launch pads. So let's move ahead. And before continuing, I want to highlight what is the fundraising concept. All of you must have known by now. If a company wants to raise funds to build a new product or expand its business, it has multiple options. The traditional one option is to go for the loans or the investments from banks and venture capitals. Since the success of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum and Ripple, many companies had used these cryptocurrencies as an instrument for raising funds via token sales. And that back in the 2016-17 the first fundraising concept started with the ICOs. That I will cover up that topic later. So companies, what do the companies? Create crypto tokens, and issue them to the general public in the exchange, so that people buy these coins in exchange for Bitcoin, Ethereum and other major cryptocurrencies. And this process is called the fundraising via token issuance. You got the idea? Now moving on, there are different methods to do the token sales, namely the ICO, the IPO, the IEO, the IDO. So we're gonna discuss about these four topics: initial coin offering, initial public offering, initial exchange offering, and the latest method which is in trend these days, is the initial DEX offering, IDO. moving on. Before moving on to the IDOs and IPOs, I will just want to tell you the difference between the coins and tokens. Lot of there is a minor difference, not a huge difference. Coin refers to any cryptocurrency that has a standalone independent blockchain, like the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. So it has it is an independent blockchain. You get the idea what I want to tell you. All coins are considered as coins that are not Bitcoin. Now what are the tokens? Tokens are cryptocurrencies that do not have their own blockchain. You got the idea? For example, Bitcoin is not a token, Ethereum is not a token, XRP is not a token, Cardano is not a token. So basically these are tokens are just like they are built live on other blockchain. As they live on live on another blockchain, they benefit from its technology, like ERC20 tokens, like the Binance Smart Chain tokens and all that stuff. Tokens are unique outlay of broader smart contracts platforms like Ethereum that enable users to create, issue, and manage tokens that are derivatives of primarily. You got the idea? The derivatives, this is the main thing. They are derived from the blockchains like Ethereum, like XRP, like Cardano. Nowadays a lot of coins are being built on the Solana blockchain, on the Matic blockchain. So you can call those coins as those projects to be tokens, because they are derivatives of the initial blockchains. So moving on, the types are IPO. IPO, we're gonna start with the IPO, initial public offering. This is more in the stocks. Then ICO, back in the days 2017, 16, 18, a lot of scams happened, occurred back in the days. After that, IEO is a more improved form of ICO, and IDO is the latest form of the getting the fundraising through the cryptocurrencies. So let's start. Now maybe you might not be I'm gonna let me just show you. Initial public offering. I'm gonna start. This is on the a slideshow on the PowerPoint, and the screen might be not showing you the upper part, so that is why. IPO is basically called the initial public offering, and it is more in the stocks. Like it is a process by which a private company goes public by sale of its stocks to the general public. So this is the overview of IPO. The ICO is usually to launch a new service or product in the crypto market. Keep that in yourself, like a new cryptocurrency token or an app. Next up, IEO, initial exchange offering. In IEO, companies directly sell their token in the exchanges, like the Binance IEO. In the past we have seen that companies list their coins on the exchanges. I will list the difference between these two, and then the difference between these as well. ICO versus IEO versus IDO. You will your concept will be clear after you watch this video. So down there you can see the IDO. What is IDO? Initial DEX offer. It is a special case of IEO, so it means that it is the similar form of IEO, but the difference is in the IDO and IEO, the IDO is executed on the decentralized exchange. That is the only difference. IEO, basically in IEO you can see this E means the exchange, so it means that it is listed on exchange. DEX, decentralized exchange. It is listed on third party decentralized exchanges. We'll talk about that later. So moving on, what is IPO? Initial public offering. Now let's take a look at here. You can take a screenshot of it as well. In an IPO, a privately owned company lists its shares on the stock exchange. making them available for the purchase by the general public. So it means the public, company already is established and it wants to go generally, to the public. So they want to, sell their shares in the form of stocks or whatever it is. Okay, an unlisted company, a company which is not listed on the stock exchange, announces its initial public offerings, which, okay, when it decides to raise funds, basically they want to raise the funds and they want to move. This could be an exit strategy for them to move from moving to small company to a large company. And IPOs tend to be more established and they are mature companies and they have strict rules as compared to the other forms of fundraising. And IPOs are definitely, they are regulatory agencies, like securities and the exchange commission. They are licensed and they are registered by the SEC, and it happens at the later stage of the company's development. Okay, and company take it as an opportunity to obtain capital by offering shares through the primary market. Company hire banks to market cause demand. Okay, that they have to hire the banks so that they can sort out what should be the price of the shares and stocks and all that stuff. And the main thing, an IPO can be seen as an exit strategy, okay, for the company's founders and early investors, realizing the full profit from their private investments. Some of the IPOs in the past are the Discord. You already know, you are using the Discord by now. Lyft, which is a ride sharing Android app, just like the Uber app. So they when they went public, they sell their share. Okay, so they are some of the big companies in the past. Moving on, so here you can see the same thing which I mentioned already. What is an IPO? The first sale of the stock. Okay, so moving on, ICO. What is an ICO? ICO is a type of capital raising activity in the cryptocurrency and the blockchain environment. You see, the concept is same, fundraising. Okay, fundraising activity basically. It is similar like ICO. Okay, but in this case it uses the concept of cryptocurrencies. Okay, and ICOs are of two types. There are two types, private and the public. Okay, in the private, only limited number of investors participate. Okay, and if we go down in the public initial coin offerings, the targets are basically the general public. Okay, the coins are listed on the public platform so that general public can buy the coin through the which is called the crowdfunding, and it is a democratized form of investing because almost anyone can become an investor. That is why they list on the general public. So two forms, private initial coin offerings and the public initial coin offerings. ICOs are no more valid these days. Okay, I'm gonna come up to that later. When a cryptocurrency firm, this is basically for the startups. Okay, when a cryptocurrency startup firm wants to raise money through an ICO, it usually puts its plan on the white paper. They have to list a white paper, so to provide investors with sufficient information so they can invest into the coin. Through the ICO fundraising model, okay, startups can raise capital. Similar concept of the fundraising. Any company wants to start up, they build the tokens in the form of cryptocurrencies, and then they list the ICOs in the form of public or private. So issuing a token, you can see here, raise capital by issuing tokens on a blockchain, a list of records using cryptography. I'm gonna cover this topic in my future videos, what is the blockchain or cryptocurrency and all that stuff. And let me show you an interesting fact. 46% of all the ICOs in 2017 they flopped, they failed at the funding stage, okay, and they have gone out of business since launch. Many of you have invested back in 2017, 2018 in some of the ICOs, and let me know in the comment section. For example, these are the, you know, some of the coins: Biofactory Coin, Flips, Meta, Cyclo Shield Coin, Javi, Bases. These are some of the coins which launched back in 2018, okay, and they, you know, they basically scammed the people, they bankrupt, and they went over, you know, so all the money was wasted. And you can see in 2017 almost 3.8 billion dollars were raised, you know, through the ICO. So that you can see here during the December, you know what happened in the December, because the price of Bitcoin pumped. First time it touched the 20,000 back then in 2017, so people were using it as an opportunity to list the ICOs, and you know, people got stuck in that ICOs as well. Now initial exchange offering, last two are left. Before that we're gonna take a look at the other IDOs as well. So initial exchange offering, okay, basically it is the same form, okay, the same thing, the concept is same, that it raises the, you know, funds on the behalf of startups. But here what is required, okay, in the ICO mainly what happens, whoever starts the ICO, they list their project on their own website rather than the exchange website or the DEX website, okay. You get the difference, because in the ICO the coin gets listed, okay, on the company website, okay, it gets listed in the company website. But in initial exchange offering, in exchange offerings, basically the coin gets listed on the exchange. So when it gets listed on the exchange has to cross verify all the informations. So that is why the IEOs are basically the trustworthy, they are secure, they are easy to use, and investors feel more confident. And some of the successful IEOs in the past are, let me show you here, the BitTorrent, Fetch, WazirX, okay, all the tokens, Matic, you know, GALA, and the Mina Protocol. These are some of the, you know, successful IEOs. So you should invest in IEO instead of ICOs, because IEOs are listed on the exchanges, you know. So, and what are the challenges they have to face? For example, if you want to list your project on the exchange, what you have to do, you will have to pay the listing fees. You have to, you know, exchanges are all, you know, are strict, because when crypto exchange platforms collaborate with the projects, their reputation is on the line. Because, you know, Binance, when it lists a certain project, it has to verify all the information, the website, the Telegram channel, the tokenomics of the project, and all that stuff. So that here, let me show you the key difference between the ICO and IEO is the fact that IEO takes advantage of an exchange platform and allows the users of the platform to acquire shares via tokens, okay, and exchange is responsible for choosing potentially successful projects. So that is why when a certain exchange launches a token, okay, it's always a good token, because it has went through all the, you know, do's and don'ts, all the cross verifications. So that's why IEOs are significantly safer than the ICOs. So moving on, next up in the list is, here, an increasing number of cryptocurrency exchanges have started to embrace IEO. One of the first in line was Binance, okay. So Binance launched its IEO platform, which is called the Binance Launchpad. You must have heard of it. In January, BitTorrent, you know, BTT coin that was bought by Tron, initiated a token sale on Binance Launchpad and raised $7.2 million in less than 15 minutes, hitting the crowd sale hard cap. So this is the benefit of the IEO when it gets listed on the Launchpad of the exchange, okay. And you see, while 15 minutes to sell all tokens in crowd sale is better than anything a crypto startup. So it was a, you know, so amazing startup for the BitTorrent, and same goes for the Fetch. $6 million in just 22 seconds. Okay, and you can see there are also many other platforms like the BitMax, Launchpad, Bittrex, IEO, okay, Jump, and OKEX, basically the Qcoin, Spotlight, Hobby Prime. So these are basically the launchpad. So keep an eye on these IEOs as well, IEO launchpads. So moving on, you can see here we have different forms of the ICOs. ICO versus the IEO. What is the difference between IEO and ICO? IEO. ICO, the token issuer's website told you guys that the ICO is listed on the issuer's website basically, but here IEO get listed on the exchange. Okay, crowd sale, basically it depends on the project's developers, and in IEO basically it's exchange duty to get the funds. Smart contract is managed by the token sale, and on the IEO basically from the exchange. So you can see that all the things are necessarily done on the in the form of IEO through the exchange. Now if you need to go through the KYC, if you have already done the KYC on the exchange, then there is no need, you only have to trade. Okay, and the supply is relatively low. Okay, and else you can see yourself as well. Now if I show you the exchanges platforms, number one is the Binance platform, Binance Launchpad, Bittrex International, BitMax Launchpad, Hobby Prime, Qcoin Spotlight, and the OKEX IEO. Okay, now moving on, the last topic of the video. Let me check the length of the video. Yeah, it's 21 minutes, so sorry for that. IDO, initial DEX offering. Okay, so this is the main concept of today, to go through the IDO, because a lot of people have been asking me how and where to invest. Should they invest in IEOs or IDOs, and how they can earn through the cryptocurrency. So this is the best and the latest form of investment where you can earn a lot of profit. So IDO basically is stands for the initial DEX offering. Basically it's a decentralized. DEX means decentralized offerings. Okay, if I show you, zoom in, this mechanism emerged from the IEOs, which I have just mentioned a few moments ago, and at an IEO, token gets listed on centralized exchange. Okay, got it? But in IDO, it gets listed on decentralized exchange. That is, all trading is non-custodial, and the exchanges do not control the listings, since trading is permissionless. You can buy and sell whatever. And IDOs offer fast tradings. Okay, it offers the fast trading, immediate liquidity, and open and fair fundraising mechanism. So this is a more advanced form of IEO, I would say that. Unlike in initial IPOs, investors in initial DEX offerings, okay, investors in initial DEX offerings never own any equity in the project. Okay, IDOs have some benefits that make them more attractive than ICOs and IOs, that being liquidity, immediate trading, and lower costs for the listing on exchanges cost a lot of fees, but listing on the DEX exchanges, the DEX launchpads are fairly you can see cheap. And also it's a fundraising method which is being telling you for a long time. So now the difference here, ICO versus IEO versus IDO. I think you must have heard about the ICO and IEO. Now it's all about the IDO. Here it is launched on the launchpad of the DEX exchange. Okay, the similar thing, project has to it depends on the project's social media and the developers to attain the popularity and to attain the the fundings through the crowd. smart contract managed by here the company conducting the token sale. Again, if there is a coin which is getting listed on DEX exchange, the smart contract has to be, you know, controlled by the company's development team. Here in the IEO, it was managed by the exchange. Okay, and in this KYC is necessary most of the times, and the rest you can see the marketing by it is usually done by the Launchpad itself and the project teams itself. Mostly you see PolkaStarter and other DOW Maker, they usually you know, market those projects which they going to list in the future, and also the teams projects as well. But in exchanges there is relatively very low marketing. Okay, this is the huge drawback. They don't, you know, export this one. So okay, now let me show you the next one. So here are some of the best you know, projects, some of the best launch pads basically I wanted to tell. PolkaStarter, DOW Maker, Ignition, Bscpad, Starter. So I'm gonna go through 4 of them: PolkaStarter, DOW Maker, Bscpad, and the Starter. Okay, these are some of the top 4 you know, IDO DEX exchanges. Okay, DEX launch pads where that projects gets very successful. Let me show you some of them here. If I show you the DOW Maker, this is a website. DOW Maker, if I show you here, all you have to do is you need to have some sort of tokens. Okay, you need to have tokens at least in order to participate in the staking. Okay, in the, you know, pre-sale of the you know, I'm gonna mention the links of all the participation and all that stuff under the description of video. Here you need to have, let me show you here. For example, this is a project Orion money. Okay, for that the, you know, deadline is started from, you know, 27th through 28th. So all you have to do, the buying, the, you know, the fundraising is 4.45 sorry, 400,000 million is the, you know, the fund they have to raise, and the allocation per person would be 500 but for that you need to have at least logged in, connect your wallet, complete your KYC, and you need to have 2000 DOW tokens for at least 5 days. So in order to participate in this token, you need to have at least 2000 DOW or be an early bird participant with minimum 500 DOW. So if you want to buy this project, you need to have at least, you know, 500 means it's almost 1200. Okay, so it's almost like a $1200 you have to invest. Otherwise the safer entry would be 2000 DOW tokens you need to hold. Okay, so that would be something around the 4000 to 5000. Yeah, I know it's expensive, but you know, the returns are huge. If I show you the returns on AIOs of this one, you can see here on the DOW Maker, my neighbor Alice. Okay, those who bought have returned 318%. Okay, let me show you here what was the, you know, initial price of the Lazio coin when it was launched. Okay, IDO price. Let's head over to the IDO and let's check it. Just take a look at yourself, guys. Okay, DOW Maker platform was the DOW Maker. Okay, DOW Maker, and you can see how, what was the price? It was the price 0.1 was the price in the IDO, and there was a no lockup period, and you can see how much percentage those have gone, and it was launched back in 2nd February to 4 February. So you can see if you could have invested you know, $500. Okay, and let me show you the cap here. This was the cap, $500 investment, and that would be, you know, one coin was you know, worth of 0.125. okay, so okay, that was something like, you know, I'm very bad at math, but you get the idea. If you could have invested, you know, you could have purchased, let me multiply this one, let me turn on the calculator for you. Okay, if one coin was this one, let me multiply it with 0.125. if you could have, so you could have you know, something like 62 tokens if you could so you could have 62 tokens at that time. So you multiply it by now, all you have right now is the price of, I don't know guys, maybe I'm miscalculating it. Okay, I might be miscalculating, there's some sort of my math problem going on. So this was the one coin, Alice coin. Okay, this was the Alice coin, which was you can see launched on the IDO back in the 2nd February. The second one is the let me show you. Yeah, this is the, I'm gonna post the link below under the description of this video so you can understand. Now next up in the list is the DOW Starter, and if we take a look at the all-time highs, let me show you. Recently the Wanaka form was listed here. Okay, and you can already see all the projects in these launchpads. I'm also gonna, you need to hold at least let me show you, at least 2000 ducks for this one, and the price of duck is relatively low as compared to the other tokens. So for this you need to hold something like maybe you need to invest in at least maybe $1,000 for this one. Okay, continuing, we have third one in the list is the Bscpad. Okay, Bscpad. And if we take a look at its all-time high, you can see ADA pad recently, AIOZ network, BSC station, Raise network as well, and all the projects which launched back in the days got so much huge. And you need to have, for Bscpad you need to have at least 1,000 minimum for the participation, and the price of Bscpad is 1.20. Continuing on, PolkaStarter. Okay, for the PolkaStarter we need to let's see, 272. Okay, 189. These are the projects which were launched. You can see clearly they have huge gains. So moving on, so this was basically all the exchanges, all the the launch pads where you can invest, just buy their initial tokens, buy their what they call you, the tokens of the exchange. Okay, for example, for the DOW Maker you need to buy the DOW coin, DOW Maker coin. Okay, for the DOW Starter you need to buy the DOW coin. For the BSC you need to have Bscpad for that. Okay, and for the PolkaStarter, the Polka, you need to have Pol coin. Let me show you the Pol as well before we sign off from this video. Pol, here is the coin, 1.46 is the, and for the Polka you need to have at least, let me show you, where was the price? Yeah, you need to have at least 3,000 poles. So it means you need to have at least almost $4,000. So basically this was the detailed analysis, not the analysis but the introduction on the IPOs, IDOs, ICOs, and the IEOs. So this is the comparison. So guys, if I missed something by mistake or anything, please ignore the mistakes. This was my first time I have prepared the things because I got a lot of requests for this, and I had to make this video in a very short time of frame. So that is why maybe I have made some mistakes. For extremely sorry for that, but that was it for today guys. So thanks for watching, take care of yourself, bye.